Hey guys, welcome back to a community for all of us. I have my wonderful co-host, my beautiful wife Nikki. I got old Harold the man. We got Will, and we have a special guest tonight, which is Robert Infinity's Rims. And I am very excited about this. Hope everyone's been having a good day. Let's start off. How's your day been, Harold? I know how that woman
It's
right
been
next to me has been. She's been playing Fortnite.
it's been right good, man. I just got a new youngin to add to the fold. Let me
Do you? Do you? Let's look at make your screen all big. Where you give it the crack of the sun. I see the plumber.
sorry about that. But yes, have the RoboQuad.
Oh,
I like that. Nice.
oh,
Well, look at him go. Now, did you have to fix him any, or did he just was he already ready to go?
The guy on eBay claimed he was working, so I'm like, God. And after that, he and the guy I bought him from ended up hitting me with one of those deals that were too good to pass up, and I'm like, God, I really don't want to start another firm, but you know what? Screw it. My, my
I understand it.
and I also got some new parts for Jethro.
Oh, good, good.
Uh,
Now that is for if you don't know, Harold is a part of the Droid army or Droid.
Droid Smith Union.
Louis Smith
Thank
Union.
There you go. My wife would get it right where I would always get it wrong. Thank you, baby girl. So you got new stuff. Let's see him real quick.
oh! You got the little. Are those the
The
little?
fairy droid parts,
Yes, the legs.
Nice.
the
Nice.
legs, the arms. Uh, I even now all I need to do is get him a cowboy hat and maybe a vest and you know a bandana.
He'll be all countryfied. He'll be ready to go.
That's right.
Very nice. Very nice. So, Will, how's it been?
It's been okay. I've been doing all right. Had some issues I'm not going to get into recently, but I did. This weekend I was working at Southeast Game Exchange. I was just tabling.
Okay.
Uh, I'm very tired, but I'm happy to be here. I was very happy to be here because I haven't talked to my friends in a while. So
I
there we go.
know you've been
It's been a
such
bit.
yeah. Now you got to go see a movie and
Oh yeah, I took my
yeah,
grandparents to see Superman, and I had to get
that's
the action figure. I mean, he's really cool, and he even
very
comes with
nice.
his little dog. I
Nice.
know you guys haven't seen it yet, so I will not spoil. But it was very enjoyable. It's a Superman
That's
movie I've been wanting to see for a long time.
that makes me happy. I'm a big Superman Batman.
Hmm.
My very first comic book was Superman Adventures of Superman, and he was during the story of Krypton Man, and
Hmm.
Lobo had him by his cape, slinging him around,
Right.
and that's still one of my favorite issues. So that's pretty cool. So if you were working at the gaming thing, you got anything lined up for doing any like artwork, or what was you doing with
Um,
that?
I was just tabling for my friend's company. I was just helping him out. I wasn't tabling myself. I'm still trying to get all that sorted out.
Okay.
I haven't asked anybody around to table at any cons here, but I got to get that set up probably sometime. I got to get a job, man. like, like,
There's a lot of stuff. A lot of
yeah,
stuff.
You should just
yeah.
start some commission work and put it out and see
It
what
doesn't. I'm
happens.
doing it, but it doesn't pay enough. I can't pay enough. I can't do that enough.
Well, I
I don't
think
get
there's
paid
a
enough for that.
way. You just have to really work. I mean,
Yeah, I'm trying.
the
Well,
cons help a lot though, I
Yeah,
heard.
yeah.
and I might be getting you a commission so that you can do a cover for an upcoming book that I have coming out.
I would appreciate it.
Yeah, it's going to be a nice little surprise. I wanted to share that with you tonight. Our new
Oh,
book will be coming out, and I'm going to talk to you a little bit more about her. Nikki will talk more to you about. She's the one that handles all that. But
Okay.
yeah, definitely want to get it where your artwork will be on the cover of the
Well,
book.
thank you.
It'll go national so that you'll be able to have that also at your tables, so that when you're actually showing off your artwork, you'll show a published artwork and it's on a book. And
Well, thank you.
you're
Yes.
welcome.
It
So
did help our
you're going
friend.
to get paid for it. You're going to get paid.
Okay,
for
thank you.
Yeah.
So you're
It
getting
did help
paid
our
for
friend
it.
a lot.
Yes.
on that.
Chrissy Zulu, a friend of ours, that's how she got her job with DC. And I feel
Because
like
she
that
had
we
that
should
as a
do that.
thing to show
Well,
off,
thank
to
you.
say
Thank
I
you.
can do this, etc.
Yeah. So we'll talk to you more about it. I wanted to surprise you with it, and I figured I'd do
Thank
that
you. Very
live on the show
appreciative.
tonight.
Thank you. Appreciate
So
And
it.
Gary,
yes, what do you got,
with the
baby
new
girl?
when the new features on the StreamYard, I can't take my camera off. So if you'll take me off for just a second, I want to go grab something.
All right. Well, I'll do that right now and let you do that. So let me figure out how to do it, since everything is, StreamYard has changed. So we have our wonderful guest. Thank you, Robert. How are you doing today, my man?
Hey, it's Monday. It's like, the world's treating me like a baby treats a diaper.
I like that. I like that statement. Oh, a whole bunch of messy.
Yeah.
So, you got anything new in your collection lately? As
Well,
we're gonna be,
I did order this off of Amazon. It was on sale. One of my favorite comics of all time,
Oh.
Marvel 2-in-1 with the Thing.
oh
And
yeah,
it's the comic that got me to love comic books. So, it's just a collected edition, and it's just, really cool comics.
that's cool.
So, yeah,
That's
I
real
got
cool.
it today, and I was just like, oh, wow, cool. And I flipped through it a few times. I haven't read it yet. But,
That's pretty cool.
yeah. So
Now,
that
is
was
that
my...
the thing where he's all spiky?
No, this is before the Spiky. This is really my introduction. This series was my introduction to the Thing.
Was that
And
when
the
John
Fantastic
Burns was drawing
Four
it?
and... Do what?
Was John Burns the artist for it at that time?
Byrne did some issues. Let me see what the first... I'm trying to see what issues are in here. 42 through 36.
Okay.
That's a weird numbering, but okay.
Yeah.
Oh, 36 through 42. I did it backwards. Sorry.
It's all right.
And there's a couple of annuals and a couple of Fantastic Four annuals in there and stuff like that.
Oh, that's pretty cool. What did you? Oh, I know. Oh, I know what you went and got. I know what you went and got. And we're supposed to, if everything goes well this week, we're supposed to go see them this weekend.
Oh.
Oh, cool.
Hardy Boys.
Yeah.
They're from North Carolina. That's where we're
Yep.
from.
Cameron,
Yep.
North Carolina.
Mhm.
Yep, they are. I got to see the Hardy Boys before they ever got to WWE, WCW, ECW.
Mhm.
So I'm supposed to be taking her as long as everything's going well. She'll get to meet them hopefully this weekend at
Hopefully we do meet both
Galaxy.
of them. Yeah.
Yeah, both of them's going to be there at Galaxy.
And if we
Con.
don't go there, apparently Matt Hardy is going to do a charity fundraiser thing in Albemarle, North Carolina, which is only 45 minutes from us. And so he's going to be there with Lex Luger and AJ. I forgot his name. It's not Styles. It's the one that didn't quite jump through the
Oh,
rings
Nick,
to make it roll, and it was
Money.
really bad.
Oh, what was his name? Oh my gosh, I can't remember his name, but yeah, it was recent. Well, I say it was in 2022. He went to go jump off the top rope on WWE, and he didn't make it, and
Never
bounced.
got there.
And it was amazing he didn't get hurt, but he got let go after that. That was his. So yeah. Speaking of wrestling things, if you didn't know, Robert has a thing that goes with AJ Styles and Hordak that I like to
I
get
saw
maybe
that.
into.
There's a whole show.
Yeah. So, Robert, you are the guest, so I'm going to ask you some questions. First of
Okay.
all, speaking
Well,
of
before we get to that, I will say I did
yeah.
just get the Great Muta, the more modern version, the Target exclusive.
Oh,
I
Oh,
haven't even
nice.
opened him yet. I haven't even took a picture of him in the box for my channel.
Awesome.
That is pretty
Yeah.
cool.
But I like him. I like him
Yeah.
a whole lot. I got the ultimate version already, so which was
And
his
which
more
one's
classic
that?
mode. Do what?
which one's that?
This is the more modern version when closer to his retirement. And
What was the name
his look
again?
Great Muta.
I'm just learning older wrestlers now.
Okay.
So I have a little bit of knowledge. Just not a
1992
lot.
Sting versus Muta rivalry is one of the best rivalries you'll ever see. Go find it.
MOOD
MUTA Muta.
MUT.
Yeah,
There you
Sting
go.
and
Got
Muta
it.
had
Okay.
one of the best rivalries that year. They had incredible matches. Their matches in Japan are phenomenal.
Yes,
Really
they are.
the best of both of them.
Yes.
I think Muta had some really good matches with Rick Rude and Ric Flair.
Rick Rude. Yeah, and Flair. Yep.
Yeah,
He sure did.
he's barely speaks English, but you know he's a phenomenal wrestler, and has the Japanese style. It's like really good, really really good.
Yeah, you would like it, you know, especially since you like Asuka's type style and
Mhm.
stuff.
Oh yeah, Asuka.
Yeah.
Asuka is directly influenced by Muta.
Yep.
I knew she was directly influenced by a couple of them. I just couldn't remember off the top of my head who they were.
That's
As
the
was
main one.
Yoshihiro Tajiri.
Yep,
Yes.
Tajiri's another one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
was great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
Tajiri's one of the ones that wrestled Muta in his retirement. He just retired like 2 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean he was up there, and he's just like, and he had a way of changing. He changed his style enough to where he could still go, but it wasn't like the same style he did when he was younger.
Mm-mm. It was very much. I guess you couldn't say it was any slower because his style never was slow,
No,
but it definitely had the. And since you did martial arts, I never thought about showing you some of his older stuff, so I'll definitely do that. Nikki actually does a lot of genealogy and stuff like that, and so
okay. Another one
Actually,
is
particularly do genealogies for wrestlers. Actually.
yeah. Another one is you can just look it up. It's called the greatest entrance in Japanese wrestling. It's Muta's return to wrestling. It is phenomenal. It's great. I mean, they call him the Great Muta for a reason.
Okay.
Yeah,
well, yeah,
but it's just a really great entrance.
yeah, he just it's his whole style, yeah, and like that's why I mentioned Asuka so that you would, when you saw it, you would understand, you would see a lot of what she's taken from him. You would definitely see that in her style.
Oh yeah, I like Asuka
Yeah.
for that reason.
I need to
Yeah.
get more into
I see
wrestling.
I
it.
love
It's very,
Asuka.
very, very obvious if you
Yeah.
were
What
an
was that,
old
Will?
fan. It's like, oh,
I need
cool.
I need to get more into wrestling.
I've
You
always said
know-
wrestling is superheroes in real life.
Oh, I know that.
Yes.
It's just
Yeah, I mean,
I have
it
so
really
much
is.
stuff
And it's fun. It's so much fun.
I've just got so much stuff I've got to catch up on. So much stuff
Yeah.
I've been missing out on. Man.
Well, next
just
time we
like-
go to a Raw or a because Raw usually will come in South Carolina, so we can go.
Rainbow.
Maybe we can grab hold of you and take you to a Raw.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. Oh, yeah, that'll be
Yeah.
fun. I know. Watching
Yeah.
it in person would probably be crazy.
It
It-
is
it-
crazy.
It is. I took Nikki for her very first time ever got to see one live, and she was like, awestruck, and you know,
I'm
We went in
very
2000 or 2001 or something like that, and then we went
2000.
Oh, that's
again
a
in
good time.
2023.
yeah.
I know very little about it. I know I'm like,
2000
John
Now
Cena,
it's-
Ultimate Warrior, woo. Like that's it.
Yeah.
All the like the ones that everybody
Yeah.
knows, you know.
Yeah, now
Nah,
today it's like, gosh,
Yeah, it's
you know,
not
it's
like
hard
it
to deal
was.
with. But like back then, 2001, oh yeah, that was some peak stuff.
It
Yes.
really was.
Yeah,
We
Yeah,
saw John Cena before he was televised. He did a beginning match
uh-huh.
a
in
dark match.
Charlotte there, And we thought he was phenomenal. He was good then, you know. And Derek's like, I bet that's going to be somebody to watch. And guarantee, not far from then, like maybe a couple of months, John Cena had made his debut. You know, 'cause
Well,
they do
he
pre-matches and
reformatted
stuff.
himself. He reformatted himself. He
Oh, that's
came
true.
out,
Because he just came in as a regular wrestler the first
yeah,
time.
and then he reformatted what he's going to do, and
Yeah,
then
Cena's one of those guys that like I loved his stuff with Edge, and that's it.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, I think Edge defined his career.
yes, Edge did. Edge.
Yeah,
Well, now
and-
DC defined his career.
Well,
He's doing this
Peacemaker
whole
was another one.
Peacemaker
Yeah,
thing.
that's a good point.
Oh, yeah, they're making a whole new Cena now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And then you got but yeah, it's amazing because, you know, when you look back at it, the Attitude Era was something that had never been seen before. It was all new. They were like bulldozing through all censorship as much as possible. And I think some of that's kind of been missing when they kind of went with this whole PG type attitude, and I think that kind of watered it down some. But I'm starting to see some of it getting a little bit back. But you don't have, they don't let the wrestlers breathe enough where they had a lot of creativity of their own direction. I think that's where it's kind of failing now. But speaking of that, since wrestling, who was your favorite all-time wrestler? Who was yours?
Mine?
Yeah.
That's a very tough one. It'll depend on the day of the week. I would say probably Dusty Rhodes, Roddy Piper,
Roddy Piper,
Edge, or on some days Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had the privilege because my biological dad was best friends with Junkyard Dog. And
That's a top 10 right there.
So Junkyard Dog helped raise me as a child.
Cool.
And so, yeah, I got to really get to know Junkyard Dog. It was, you know, and you know, I remember as a kid, you know, being at my grandma's house and saying, "Hey, come in, you gotta see this." And seeing him on TV, I was like, "Whoa, wait a second!" Kind of like took me back, and I was like, and then for me, that he's always been that number one spot for me, and that's because of my childhood. But I would have to say, you know, when you go to Stone Cold Steve Austin, I really liked his presence in the ring. He wasn't, I don't think, the greatest wrestler in the ring, but he was something that you didn't get to see on the mic like that well, that gritty. But Roddy Piper was my number one. I loved him. I remember as a kid getting so upset when I heard he got stabbed by somebody. Like, you know,
What the
going,
what?
What?
Wait a minute. What happens in wrestling? Wait.
Yeah, he legitimately.
No, this is outside the ring.
Oh.
If you pay attention to his later career, he always wore a leather jacket. The reason he wore it was because there was Kevlar in the jacket to protect him from being stabbed.
Okay, so he's okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
he
got
was
stabbed
such
and got through it.
This is before K-Fab. This is when you had an issue in the ring. That's who you were supposed to be outside the ring. So people would get mad at the wrestlers and go after them in the 80s and the 90s.
Yeah.
So that's one reason I
Boys
think what people
have done dozens of interviews where they say they thought they were not going to exit the building without being killed.
So yes. Like all the people that played villains got like attacked and shit.
Yes.
It happened.
Yes.
Yeah.
They were hated.
Jerry Lawler talks about it a lot too.
Oh.
Yeah. He had guys throw bricks through his windshield and
that
slashed his tires.
Slashed his tires. Yeah, man. Yeah, it's crazy. Will when you, and that's why I look back. I look at wrestling now, and I still watch
got
it.
Stabbed. I'm still hung up on it.
But it's like nothing like it was back in the day. I mean,
No, people believed it back then.
Oh yes.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
it was.
I did as a kid. I was like engrossed, and when I got to go and see some of the guys, and they acted the way they never
It was
they
in their
never broke
contract.
character.
Yeah, no,
So,
they never
like,
broke character.
So like when
Never.
like a villain, okay, like I think Andre the Giant was a villain, right? What like
And
Went back and
was
forth.
he? Okay, well, like
He was
what
chaotic
kind of
neutral, I would say.
what kind
was
of
his own.
quote unquote like evil deeds did they do that made them like evil? Like they like
Well, they would rip
Take-
stuff out of your hands.
Okay.
They actually sometimes would grab people in the audience and their posters or whatever they had and take it out of
Yeah.
their hands, rip it up, yell at kids, point at them, cuss them out.
so they're
I
just
mean-
rude.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but basically.
Oh, they weren't like world domination or anything like that.
yes,
Well,
the,
if you-
Oh, they
sheep,
were?
the sheep.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
He
sheep
was there
was
to-
world
Kicked Cyndi
domination,
Lauper
but
across
So-
the ring.
So
Oh,
some guy
yeah.
was like,
Yeah,
some guy
that-
was like, "I'm going to take over the world," and then
Yes.
people believe that.
Yes.
Yeah, people are stupid.
look up the
Well, he
sheep.
would get on there. Well, he would get on there, and Iran #1, USA, and it's like
Iron Sheik was awesome.
number one thing that would piss people off,
Yeah.
Oh, he would, man. He
I
would.
mean,
He'd
Roddy
get up
Piper
there.
Roddy Piper did kick Cyndi Lauper across the ring when
Oh my god!
Cyndi Lauper was
Yes.
like in her top popularity.
Yes,
he
but
did.
she loved it.
Front page news on New
She
York Times.
loved it though.
Oh yeah, she was in
She
on
was-
it. I mean,
She was thrilled.
yeah,
Bill,
I mean, Lou Al was the manager for her and stuff.
Right.
It was hilarious.
yeah. I mean, if you ever watch Girls Just Want to Have Fun, he's in the video.
Yep.
Yep.
But and he adored it. He was on the New York Times, covering New York Times like the most hated man in America.
In America.
Yep.
Yeah.
I've
Yep.
never had more fun talking about something I have no knowledge of.
Oh man.
Hey,
You know,
well,
and what's weird is every live stream I get on it, it derails to wrestling whether I try to or not.
You all
Right.
sound like insane people.
Yeah.
You all
No,
sound-
it was an insane time. It really was.
Yes.
man.
this is
Like life was wrestling, and wrestling was life.
this
and
is
I
like
live-
Homer's Odyssey for old Southern people.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, it's
Amen.
funny. I live in a place
Hallelujah.
that was like between, it was perfectly between Jim Crockett Promotions, USWA, and WWF.
WFA.
WWF was like Ohio
Yeah.
and
Yep.
Pennsylvania. Jim Crockett was West Virginia, Virginia, and a little bit of Tennessee, and then USWA was Tennessee.
Tennessee. Yep.
Yeah, so
And see-
all those were conglomerating on my area. So it's like
Yeah.
I had all that.
And you have to
And see,
understand.
you're not understanding, Will. You're not understanding. Stone Cold got the, he lived the American dream. Most people punch their boss out. Guess what? They're fired. He punches his boss out, and his career
He's
takes
promoted.
off. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
The guy he punches, his wife hires him to be the other guy's boss.
That's awesome. I gotta get into it. I mean, I really
Yeah.
Yeah. And
I'll send you some clips.
take me to a show, send me some stuff or something. I gotta,
Okay.
another highlight.
Yeah,
is
get into the
Lawler
old
versus,
school and
Eddie
the
Cochran.
indie stuff.
Mhm.
Wait. What was that?
Jerry Lawler versus Andy Kaufman, the comedian.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh God! And they go on David Letterman, and Andy Kaufman's threatening to sue him, and Jerry Lawler just stands up and slaps him
That's
Slaps him.
messed up.
Slap-
on David Letterman.
They slapped
Yeah.
David Letterman.
Yes,
Yes.
Oh.
it's hilarious. And it was all
Right.
Kaufman. I mean, it's all Kaufman was just trying to run a joke into its ultimate end, and Lawler was the center of it, and it's insane.
You had Ronnie Ryan Piper getting up whenever you had what was it, Bill Maher is sitting there and he's like insulting the whole. He's like completely
He said it's
insulting,
fake.
and he stands
He
up.
gets up
pulls
and
his
pulls
pants
down
down.
his breeches and says, "This is
On
not
live
fake.
TV.
This is not fake. This is not fake." Scars everywhere.
Yep. Here's
That's
where I
the
got
one. Roddy
snapped.
Piper was in They Live, and that's like one of the best movies ever
Best
made.
movie.
It is the best movie.
I like They Live. That's a good movie.
Yeah, that's just a phenomenal movie. And like a lot of his lines were he had a notebook of just stuff he wrote down.
Yep.
And it was like that line of "I'm here to kick ass and chew bubble gum, and I'm all out of bubble gum."
All in
That was out of
the-
that notebook.
Yep.
And Carpenter was like, "That's great. Let's put it in."
Yep. It was just, a different era and a different time. And it was like, you know, there it was the only thing that you couldn't tell what was reality and what was not. And that's what made wrestling great. And I think that's something that's been missing
Mhm.
in the storytelling now is that, the only person that recently that had tried to start going back that route, and I think it's because he really just had beef with this other wrestler, and that's been Seth Rollins, living out, him and Becky Lynch, and him having Revan's trying to get up here and steal my microphone. I don't know what it is about this black microphone. He thinks he's got to have and take it. Like, can y'all still hear me?
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah,
Yes,
we
sir.
can hear
I
you.
hear
But he's got real beef with CM Punk, and I'm glad they finally allowed that to be brought into the type of story. That's the only time, because wrestlers didn't get along with one another. But then again, you also had a lot of drugs and a lot of other stuff that happened through that. But during that time, but you don't have wrestling where you can have your boss jump in the ring and blow out two of his quads and can't stand up, but yet he still finishes the story. That type of devotion.
Right.
When Vince McMahon jumps in the ring and blows out both his quads at the same
And then
time.
his son did it at a WrestleMania.
Yeah.
you.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, that wrestling is, and you get the action figures now for it, which Nikki loves. I mean, that's her
I
her
gotta
thing.
say, I do love the Mattel. There's a lot of the Mattel figures I love. And I've really compared them to Marvel Legends. I'm like, this is really awesome stuff.
Yeah.
I had a lot of the Jack Superstars line, and I'm like, you know what? Some of this Mattel stuff is a lot better.
Yes,
Yes.
when Mattel started taking time into it, and that's what I kind of like to look at is the toy lines. Is that when they started taking it serious and saying, you know what, let's not just make this we'll make it for kids, but there's adult collector side of it that we can also tap into, and it's like Mattel got it. It's like they looked at Barbie and they looked at their Masters of the Universe line, and they were like, okay, we're going to treat this licensed product that same type of love, and that's been something I can definitely see in the figures, especially now more than ever.
I think losing the DC license really made them kind of lock in and figure out what they needed to do, because they realized, oh, we could just lose these licenses, and they didn't want to lose WWE or anything like that. So it was really with WWE and I would say He-Man that they really honed in on what they wanted to do, and now they're getting DC back. So I'm hoping that they
Yeah, I
can
always
bring some
point
of
out.
the I'm hoping they can bring back some of the magic from the WWE and He-Man stuff to the DC license. Hopefully,
Yeah, I'm always pointing out to the Hasbros. It's
Mhm.
like, what's selling at the store, and it's like WWE.
Mhm.
You watch that stuff normally sells through pretty quick.
Yes.
I mean, you get some peg warmers, yeah, but 9 times out of 10,
Not
you're gonna
often.
walk in, see the new wave, and walk in the next day, and the new wave is gone, or maybe there might be one left.
A lot of times with Hasbro, it's like half the wave is a peg warmer. But
Yeah,
with Mattel, there will usually be maybe one each wave that peg warms. But with Hasbro, with Transformers and like Marvel, especially Marvel, half the wave is just like stuff nobody cares about.
and don't get me wrong. If you were to put me on to task, I would say I love Marvel much more than I do WWE.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna also be honest. I see what goes off the pegs, and I'm like, yeah, there's something there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They make a lot of
Oh,
Star
my
Wars
pick is
peg warmers too.
WrestleMania.
Well, and also Hasbro, because I've had the opportunity to talk with, especially on the Transformer side, with the engineers, and the one thing they always point out to me is Hasbro has a price point and everything is like down to a penny, literally to a 1 cent. And Mattel does the same thing, but Mattel's penny stretches a little bit further than Hasbro does. Hasbro tries to,
I feel like it does. I think you're right.
yeah, and that's the problem with Hasbro, and that's the reason why Transformers has been affected so much, where it didn't used to be. But back in the day, Transformers used to be bigger, and you had more plastic, and they were more, bulky and more durable. And then you had the waves that came out for a while where they're using clear plastic and painting over the clear plastic. And then that's because they're like, well, we had to do that because Hasbro is telling us that you've already gone past all the joint articulation and all these other little pins and these things that you're using. That's already gone over your price cut. And then they would have to look and say, okay, well, what can we do? Well, we can make the chest cavity now out of a clear plastic, and we'll just paint on top of it and hope the
And then it
fans don't.
breaks.
Yeah. And I
Or
hope
the
fans
white
don't get
doesn't
mad.
turn yellow.
Yes.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of my favorite examples of this is Bobby Valla, who does Action Force, which you brought me on to talk about.
Yep.
He tells this story about Yondu in the 3 3/4 inch Marvel line.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I got that
And-
guy.
Yeah,
I got that.
and you notice he has a thing that looks like it should hold an arrow,
Yeah, and it doesn't.
and it doesn't because that's where they cut the pennies. And Bobby was mad. He actually fought with his bosses about that.
It doesn't do anything.
Yeah, no, and I mean, ultimately, that's what happened. Is it
Yeah.
was released empty, and it was like,
He can hold it. He can hold
Yeah.
the
yeah. I
trail
mean, I
that
talked
it-
to him about it, and he's like, "Oh yeah, God, I was so mad about that."
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
I don't blame you, man. I was mad about it when I bought it.
Yes. And see, I came into Valiverse. Actually, Nikki, my wife, was the one that was like, "Hey, you're trying to find new stuff for the show. You're kind of
Mhm.
getting burnt out with what Hasbro's doing." And so she's like, "Hey, so I've been watching his podcast, Valiverse, and a box came in, and it was a whole bunch of his figures, and I was like, holy crap, this is the best figures, 6-inch figure I've had in my hand in years.
Yeah, I love Action Force. I mean, it's a simple story, but it's really cool.
What was
Yeah.
it that got you into Action Force right off the bat?
I saw it. I'm trying to remember whose channel it was. I think it might have been Greg Cook's channel.
Okay.
It was at Joe Fest, and I'm like, wait a minute, this is Action Force, but it's not the Action Force I know. I knew the Palatoy version.
Yes.
This is a little different. So what's going on? And I went and looked and did some research online, and I was reading about the story behind it, which is, basically America breaks up, and there's like this group, New Colonia, who is merging a bunch of the states, and it's kind of a civil war type thing. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. And then what was weird, a friend of mine at the time, he told me all the figures are fragile and break. So I kind of went, oh, never mind, maybe I shouldn't. And I just kept hearing about it, and I kept hearing about it. And I'm like, okay, let me buy a couple of these and let's see what happens. And I bought Trigger was my first figure.
Okay.
Wave 2. And my initial impression was like, he's kind of okay, but not great. And then it was like he kind of grew on me. It was like it was just after some time he grew on me. The Sergeant Slaughter I got next, and then a few others, and I just started amassing them, and it was like I started reading the comic, and it was like, this is a cool story with a cool bunch of characters, and I kind of like it. And as it grew more and more, I just started getting more into it, and it's kind of my favorite line right now.
Yeah, I would have to say, because I got you, Will, I got you, and Harold. Yeah. Well, when you got the figures and y'all open up, which one do you want to go first? What did y'all think about the figure itself?
Well, I honestly, I love it, man. uh, I done took mine out of the box and posed him with his little katana, as you can see here.
Oh, you got Senshi.
Yes,
Oh
we
yes,
got 'em bo-
Oh, I love Senshi.
yeah. I'm kind of a sucker for anything, Japanese or even Asian for that matter. Anyway, that's like,
Right. Yeah,
but
he's
yeah,
kind of unique. I like him so much. I mean, really, I like him because he's so unique, and it's what I think Budo should have been in GI Joe.
yes,
yes.
I
Yeah.
agree with that. And um, you got what did you think, Will, about the figure?
I really like it. This is my first Action Force guy, and I mean, I've just been picking him up and playing with him every now and then. I think he's really great. I like the stand that he comes with. I like that he comes with so much stuff. And I mean, what was the price point of this guy? Because I mean, you guys got him for me. How much was he?
He should be in the $30 range.
Yeah,
$30.
$30.
I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
for $30, I mean, you can't really beat that. Honestly, he's pretty cool. I like that he's very modular. Like you can take this thing off and replace it with like goggles and stuff.
Yeah.
You can give him a gun. You can take all this stuff off. He's got this little belt here. Those are little clips for his gun. I mean,
Yes.
it's a good amount of detail for something that's $30. I really do like it a lot. I think the joints on mine are a bit too stiff. Like they're kind of scary. I might have to heat that up a little bit. But overall, I really enjoy him. He's a lot of fun. He's pretty cool. I like it.
I thought about that, and I was like, I'd rather have joints that are a little tight and I got to heat up than have loose joints right out of the box.
I'm the
Yes.
opposite because I can always tighten up joints, but I'm scared of like breaking joints that are too tight. You know what I mean? But I mean, Apple's and
Okay,
oranges.
I don't know how to tighten up joints, so there's my problem.
And see,
Oh,
I think
where's
Will's
your-
here. He'll come back. He had
He'll come
internet
back.
problems.
They always
Yeah.
come back.
So now for me,
Oh.
I was very surprised when I got it in the fact of having paint apps that it was like, and then you
That
have
don't
a
stink?
lot
Yeah.
of accessory.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of accessories you have where if you do photography, which is getting me back into doing photography with these things, is that I was like, okay, I got a G.I. Joe and I got the Stinger because I got it on sale during the Amazon.
I got to admit, I was
Mondays.
very tempted by that, but I did not bite. I mean, I did get, another
Yeah.
Vanguard with the Hall.
Oh,
With the Hall accessory
Yes.
bit.
that's a Action Force one, right?
Yeah, that is. It's
Yeah.
it's
That's
based
the
off
one
the
I got.
Rosani tank, and I love
Whoa.
it.
Yeah,
yeah.
I got that. Yeah, that's a beautiful. I love it. I got that in. I'll have the extra pieces are supposed to be coming in within a week. Because mine ended up being a little bit on back order through.
I feel like we got
Yeah, but-
spoiled with the Vanguard because once it
Yeah.
came in, I saw how versatile it was and that it would fit so many characters inside. And then, we had got a modern vehicle in a while, so that's why we went ahead and got the Stinger. And I mean, it was nice. It just did not impress me as much as the Vanguard did.
And see, that's
this
the
is
thing.
what-
I don't want 12th vehicle. I don't, and I have 2 Vanguards
Yeah,
Wow.
because they're that awesome.
they are. And
Yeah,
the
they are.
The plastic for them is amazing, and the heft and stuff. I don't feel like I'm going to break it.
Yeah,
It fell
no,
off. Yeah, it fell off my shelf the other day by accident, and I was like, "Oh God, did it break?" And it's like, no, it didn't have a problem. None of the doors popped open. None of the figures inside
Right.
of it were flying out, and I was like, "Okay, all right." So yeah, the Stinger can't even keep the front grill on. It
Oh, really? That's a shame.
no,
Wow.
not at all. It's awful. It's
But
awful.
you see, normally I'm like, these are the vehicles I get is 118th.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean that's normally my scale for vehicles. It's just this was just too good. And, the Vanguard was just too good.
Yes.
I don't know where
and
I'd even put the damn thing. Like I have no room.
They are
anywhere
cumbersome and
for
big,
any-
and they can
I'm-
get in the way. And
1/18th vehicles are too big. My
I
biggest
have big old giant Titans behind me, and if I take my camera a little bit, you'll see in my other part of my office up there's where I've
do
got
that.
yeah.
No, I
That-
can't.
There's my wrestling toys.
I don't
Yeah.
have any room. I got one big Godzilla. That's all I got. I got my giant way up there. Giant Godzilla.
Yeah,
That's all I got.
yeah. I'll do it closer because I figure it'd be better and do like that and let Nikki's little area
Yeah.
with there.
Little vehicles. Yeah, I can't do vehicles. I just can't.
Yeah.
I don't collect too many GI Joes. I get them every now and then if I was interested. I don't know. So I don't know the entire logistics of the Action Force license. Like I understand that it was Palatoy's import of GI Joe. I understand all that. But like, do they? So they had. I remember Palatoy had like a weird version of Cobra called
Yes.
Red Shadow or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was
Yep.
he was just Cobra Commander, but he's like red, and he had like a weird little like cutout for his eyeballs. Can they make that? I want that. Can they
Now-
please make that guy?
technically,
Or do they not have the
cannot
rights
make
to
that? Hasbro owns that design.
Can they make something
But-
similar, please?
But if you
But-
go to Fresh Monkey Fiction,
Uh huh.
you
Yep.
can get a near enough. Well, wait a minute, I have
Do you
one.
have it? Do you have it? Oh,
Yeah.
see it.
Give me 1 second. Let me shut my camera
Oh, yeah,
off.
I
and
got it.
I'll,
I
I'll
wanna see
get
it.
it.
Sorry.
I want to see it.
But the thing with that is that when Bobby looked and saw they were allowing the name Action Force
Yeah.
to kind of go back into oblivion and he was like, I'm leaving the company. I'm going to ask because I love to have a name brand that people will recognize the name. I'm going to ask. You're going to let the license go anyway. And Hasbro was like, yeah, if you want it, take it.
Mhm.
And he that's how he purchased.
Okay, well,
Well,
yeah, I
they
gotta
did
buy that. Oh my god, that's him.
Oh yeah,
That's
Yeah.
the one. I think
This is
that's-
Operation Monster Force Sleepwalker.
Oh my god, that's him. That's
They're
the
doing
one.
they're also doing a Crimson Moon line, which has this same kind of
Oh.
design. I don't know
yeah.
when that comes out.
I remember there were two versions. There was one that was like fully articulated, and that was like a
Mhm.
re-release of
That was a
Cobra. I
repaint-
think it came with a
There's a
vehicle,
repaint of Cobra Commander.
but
Yeah.
then there was also one that was just kind of in this pose, holding a gun.
The original Action
and that
Force
it looks
Palatoy
like
line.
that one.
Yeah.
It looks like that. That's
Yeah,
I like
the original Palatoy line was a
Yeah.
5 POA line.
that. I don't know
their
why
first
I
year-
know all this stuff. I'm
Yeah.
23. why do I know about Palatoy and Action Force and Red Shadow?
I was so shocked when I discovered Palatoy. I was in my
I'm such a
30s.
nerd.
I actually had Palatoys. I actually
Oh,
had.
cool.
Yeah, I actually, and my mom, who has been going through some stuff, I grabbed this, but she and saw this bag right here. She was like, "I just want to let you know, and that your brothers or nobody's going through all those toys that was in the attic. She just gave me a
Oh.
whole big old bag.
Oh,
Nice.
little Action Force.
There's some probably in here. She's got this stuff bagged within a bag, and I just got these recently.
Oh,
Yeah, there's probably some that's probably in here, but this is
I'm
like,
just curious. Pull out one. I just want to see what one of them is.
well, this is actually one of the Cobra guys that was.
That's an
in the
ice
vehicle.
viper.
Yeah,
oh,
and then but some of them were also metallic, made out of metal. That I can't believe how good some of these still are. Like my Dr. Mindbender, my favorite character, because everybody in my family were all sailors or in the
oh my
army.
god.
You're shipwreck.
Shipwreck.
Shipwreck. That's my
And,
guy.
Yep. And I actually got his vehicle also in the Transformers. I wish they had let him be in the vehicle. So yeah, my mom was like, "Yeah, I got all this. That's good. I know you're still into the whole GI Joes and stuff, and so Televiper. Um,
In fact, we just
oh,
got some O-rings in and a kit so we can fix some of his old figures.
so and then love our older stuff. So yeah, she's giving me a whole bunch of big box of toys and things to do and put together. I don't know where she was keeping these, but yeah. Apparently, I've got my original, very first GI Joe, but I'm going to have to fix him. His legs and everything's in there, but it is Firefly.
Oh.
Nice.
What's the name of the guy? He's like a ginger guy, and he's got a beard. He's got a
Oh,
T-shirt
Outback?
that just says
Outback?
Outback.
Outback?
Yeah, I like that guy. I remember. I think my
He
first
might be in here.
exposure to GI Joe was my first exposure to GI Joe was actually a like a stop motion that somebody made on YouTube, and it was like a recreation of John Carpenter's The Thing. And it scared me half to death when I was a kid. But I mean, now that I'm older, I remember I watched that video again recently. It's actually awesome. I remember Outback was the first one that I ever. He's like the first GI Joe I ever laid eyes on. So I guess I kind of have a weird special attachment to Outback. I like him. It's that Bat guy, right? What's the Bat
Yeah.
Trooper? Is that it?
Battle Android Trooper. Yep.
Yeah, those guys are cool.
But I see that she's got a lot of different pieces. I guess some of the rubber bands came off of them. But my family was the military. We were all military brats essentially, and I was the only one because I had cancer. I couldn't join the military. But my stepdad, who was a Marine from Vietnam era, and so he would actually get these for us if we did good at school or and everything. So yeah, we would get a lot of this stuff. So yeah, I was very surprised. I was like, holy crap, I can't believe my mom actually has this. And so I got some of these things I'll end up refurbishing. I could probably go
You
forever
got
and
some
ever.
cool ones in there.
Yeah, I mean, G.I. Joe was like our jam as kids, and that I was surprised. I could not believe that this was actually in my.
Matt Tracker.
Nice.
Yeah.
So yeah, he was in
Is
my
his helmet in there? I'm sorry, his mask. I'm sorry.
his mask.
his
Probably.
mask. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah, probably. There's a lot. She gave me another bag that had a lot of little pieces and guns and all kind of stuff too. So it was like, holy moly!
I'm surprised she still had some.
I was too, because if you know
Because
my
she
age,
gave him some about 10 or 15 years ago. She was moving, and she said, "You better come get it, or I'm going to throw it out."
Who's
The
that
fact
guy?
that she-
What? Whoa!
that is Cobra Commander.
What?
That's
No,
in
it's
his
not.
armor
He's like a
form. Yeah,
robot
that's in his
man.
battle armor.
This guy. He looks
Yeah.
like a hell diver. What is this?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
was a man.
Oh my god.
So yeah. And I've got the hooded. I got the hooded.
Uh-oh.
Cobra Commander.
Not the
Oh
hooded.
no.
Oh no, is it the good
no.
one? The one that we've been looking for?
Yeah, I'll have to.
Is it?
Yeah, I have to piece them together. But
Is it
yeah,
the red hood or the black hood? I mean,
there's
the blue hood.
blue
The
hood.
blue hood?
He's a
Yeah.
Oh, no way.
So yeah,
Is he
I'll,
broken?
yeah, I'll have to
No,
piece
dude.
them back together. I'll have to
forgot.
piece them back
We'll put
together.
them back together. We just got our kid in, so.
I forgot
Yep.
to show this off, but I got this guy. It's pretty cool.
Wait a second. Let's
The
see.
Amigo Spider-Man.
That's old school.
This guy.
Oh
It's
wow.
pretty cool.
I had that when I was a kid.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty cool.
Is that a repro or is that
This is a repro, yeah. I
Okay.
got this guy. He's pretty cool. So I'm not afraid to take him out. But he's cool. He uses a repro though. You give me some like coin or like a shekel or something. I don't know. But he's kinda cool. I kinda like this guy. I'm getting more into retro toys, I guess. even though they are kind of expensive. Even this guy, who is a repro, is pretty expensive.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
he's
pretty
cool.
cool. Yep, I remember those. Superman, Batman. I had Robin.
I think the only one of those I have left is Hulk, and I don't
Oh,
have
yeah.
his pants.
The Hulk one looks
Yeah.
a bit better than the rest of them because he
Yeah.
doesn't look like he's wearing pajamas. He
Yeah.
does have a big
Yeah.
bulbous head though. Kind of a water balloon head though. Kind
Oh,
of
they
like
all had water balloon heads.
They
Yeah.
all did. They all did. They
That was
sure
part of
did.
the appeal.
I would like a Captain. Where'd Nikki go?
Nikki,
There's some kind of ghost killing us all one by one. I think I'm next.
Behind you.
Yeah.
where is she? Hey, are you? Did you lose, Nikki?
Did you lose? Did you lose your battle? Did you lose
I
your...
know. Oh, wait a second. There's your camera. Where are you? There you are.
Oh,
Lord of mercy. So yeah,
I told you I don't know how to turn this thing off now.
well, it did it for you.
Did it? I had to run away, and I didn't know how to run away, so I just ran.
But yeah, so yeah, since I showed off the Baghdad just recently, what got you into toy collecting, Robert?
I've always been a toy collector. I don't remember a time I'm not toy collecting. The only time I stopped was right after G.I. Joe the movie with Cobra Law. It was like G.I. Joe was the only line I was collecting, and then like Cobra Law came, and it was like, okay, I'm done. This is stupid.
Serpentor ruined everything.
Yeah, and then like the following year, I saw this really cool commercial for the Swamp Masher with they had the G.I. Joe version of Storm Shadow, and I was really impressed they did that because I knew that from the comic.
Right.
And then they had Shockwave with it. I was like, oh, Shockwave looks cool. And I was like, I'm just going to buy those two in the Swamp Masher just because those look cool. And of course, I didn't stop there. And so I kept going with G.I. Joe for a while. Then it seemed like every time a line ended, something else happened. It was like, you had the 5-inch, they started out 4-inch and then ended up 5-inch, the early Toy Biz Marvel figures.
Yep.
I was like, oh, I always wanted Marvel figures when I was a kid. We got Secret Wars, and that was all we got.
Yep.
Like, okay, I'm going to follow these, and I would follow those, And then Power of the Force 2 came out, and then it was like Toy Biz shifted to Marvel Legends, and then, Power of the Force kind of shifted to eventually being Legacy, and then eventually being Vintage Collection. And, just everything, and I kept following everything as it went, and, that all that DC Universe Classics, Master Universe Classics, all of it, 2000X, it was like, I just didn't ever stop. So it's like, I don't remember a time of not wanting to get more, be a collector. I think the first line I ever got invested in was Adventure People by
Fisher
Price, and then a little later with Micronauts.
Okay.
And it just kept building from there. And, of course, Star Wars came along, and that was the big one.
Oh,
That
yes.
grabbed us all.
Grabbed all of us. Yeah.
Wasn't Fisher Price like the Adventure People before Star Wars?
It was much earlier.
Yeah, much earlier. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I just remember Adventure People just being there already when I started buying Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
And, they all fit right in. So it's like no big deal,
Yep. I guess
It's interesting how toy companies have kind of
a friend of mine
sort of homogenized with the scales and stuff.
Yeah.
Like
a friend of mine, Jim Largo, who has not done a lot of videos late, he called it iconography. It's just we wanted physical representations of the things we enjoy.
yes.
And I kind of liked it when he said that. I was like, oh, that's a good one, Jim.
That's
And
a great word.
yeah.
So I just kind of borrowed it from there. That was like,
I mean, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
Yeah, that was maybe a year ago he told me that. And I was like, oh, that is perfect.
Yeah. It gives us justification. Like a little bit.
It was
I don't
interesting.
need no justification.
It does. I like the toy.
Well,
But, you know, that's a perfect example. You saw that movie and it's like, oh, that was so, you know, that
yeah,
was cool. I watched
I
that.
wanted a physical
Yeah.
representation of him. This is
Right.
a shitty pose, but you know, whatever. I
Yeah.
don't care.
well, I mean, it's like for me, it was my grandpa was a big influence in me growing up as a kid. And my grandpa had a saying, and I use it at the end of all my reviews. He always used to say, because he kept a toy that he had when he was a kid. And anytime life would get hard or something would happen, he would actually go and pull that out, and he would sit down and just, it would just be like when I was a kid, I was like, "What is that? And why are you doing that?" And he was like, "Well, tell you a little secret. You're gonna get older, and when you get older, your body's not gonna work like it did. But if you can hold on to something from your childhood in your mind, you will never grow old." And for me, that was the
Oh, that's a
embodiment.
good one.
Yeah, and my brothers are like, still to this day, they're like, you're still doing comics, you're still doing artwork, you're doing all this stuff. Why? And I'm like, because remember what Papa used to say, hold on to something from our childhood. We'll never grow old. Just, and I offered, I was like, hey, you want this? I ain't got to place that anymore. And that's childish stuff. And I'm like, but yet, look, you're not happy. I love my brothers, but I see that part, that spark that we have as children. And when we become adults, for some reason, we think we have to ignore that part of imagination, that part of excitement, that part of enjoyment. And so that thing for me has always been resonated within me with my grandpa saying that. And with that, that's like one of the greatest wisdom that he could ever left me. And I always
I like
tell,
that.
like,
That's very cool. I'm gonna hold on to that.
I'm gonna
That's
steal that.
really good.
go right ahead.
I'm gonna
Share
Yeah.
it. Absolutely share it.
Yeah,
steal that and pretend that I said it. I'm just kidding.
Nobody will know the difference.
No, I mean,
I really hate when people are like, "Why are you doing this? Why do you?" And it's like, "Why do you care?"
Leave me alone. It's all I have left.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, why do you care what I do as long as am I hurting anyone? No.
Yeah.
Am I bothering anyone? No. So why do you care what I do? And when I've gotten that a lot in the past 10 years.
Mhm.
And when I respond like that, people kind of like look around and like, what? And they don't know how to respond to that. It's like, I don't care what you think.
No,
I really don't
There's so
And
many people out
I'll
there
tell you
that
to your
do
face, I
though.
care.
And
There's so many-
people collect like stamps and like coins and stuff, and it's like,
Good
this
for
is
them.
what I collect, but this is weird. Like apparently
Yeah.
this is weird, but like stamps and like coins and like rocks or shells, like that's not weird.
Yeah, no, everything's cool
I don't
except for
know.
Fun Funko Pops. I mean that's the
Okay,
one we
yeah,
have-
then,
yeah, we have to draw a line on that joke.
Okay, there has to be
I
a
don't care,
line
people.
drawn somewhere.
Funko Pop.
Everybody
think
has one. Do you have one, Robert? You have
Yeah, I
like
have one.
one.
I have
Yeah.
one.
Okay. Do you have one, Derek?
Yeah,
I have one.
I
We all have one.
I don't
I'm,
think you can
I'm
avoid
married to
not having
somebody that had a whole bunch of the rare Funko Pops collected right down there. She,
Gross.
yeah,
I
she's got
needed it
some
for
of
a
the
video
rare
because Hordak
ones.
had to punch a pop.
Oh,
I
that's
like
funny.
the pops in the box because I can put them in a row perfectly.
I like the.
And it's like a wall, and it's just, I don't know, there's something about a pop. If I take it out, I don't like it as much. I want it in the box because I can stack it.
I
But
like
everything
Funko
else
Pops
gets-
in the box because it saves space in my trash can.
I think
You're
they're
saving a
cute.
plastic tree.
I buy some that I can't get other figures of. Like I got a Rocky Maltova, and I got I have a Charlotte Flair figure, but I want a Charlotte Flair pop. But we actually sold a lot of our pops. Those were really good investments for us. Like
Were
we
they?
got on the bandwagon with them, and then we went to a show and we sold the crap out of the pops that we didn't want anymore. Oh my gosh, it was crazy. It's not like
That's
people
the way they
now.
can't get rid of the
Market is about
things.
to crash.
This has become a
with
Funko
Pops.
Pop
Yeah.
hate podcast now.
Oh, it, it'll come to an end. That the Funko Pops cannot last as long as it is,
No.
because eventually
No,
it's
I was
gonna-
shocked.
Now it's like Labubus or whatever. These like little bunny rabbit
know what you're talking
things, you know? Now,
Yeah.
now it's
They're
these.
demons. They're
Okay,
demon
they're-
dolls.
They're a little cooler than Funko Pops. At least they're interesting. At least
They're very interesting. They're weird looking, but they are interesting.
they're kind of
they
cool.
are
I don't know.
There's everybody's
But-
new crack.
That
Yeah,
was
yeah.
so that was a store called Pop Mart that those are sold at. That's the whole thing.
Mhm.
I got onto that bandwagon way before the whole Labubu thing because they did a set of Transformers for that store. They were like little blind boxes. I have a couple, not in here. I'd have to go get them, and I don't really feel like it. But like they had a couple, and I got those because they were at a store near me. Like there was a Pop Mart store near me, but now it's just like out of control. It's the new Funko Pops Pop Mart.
Yeah.
Anything with pop in the name, I guess. Whatever. I don't know.
Oh
Yeah.
wow. Yeah. So Robert, like, this is something that I asked because you and I are coming from the same generation.
Mhm.
When, you know, a lot of our parents didn't keep on to action figures. We are the kind of that generation that kind of gravitated and trying to keep hold of that part of our youth. Where do you, and I think that's what's kind of paved the way for the younger generation to kind of like enjoy what we enjoy. Where do you think collecting is going to go, you know, in the future? Where do you, you know, because we talked about Hasbro and how it's like they've got this disconnect with being a toy company, and kind of want to get out of being a toy company. Where do you see the fandom or the enjoyment of the action figures going?
That's a little bit of a distressing topic because right now Hasbro is really veering off the rails. Mattel is still kind of there, but they're looking very short term sometimes. They did figure out, they have figured out with WWE, like we talked about earlier, that
Yep.
you got to get the current generation along with the past generation. And I think they do a good balance of it, but that's the one line they got it. The rest of the time, they're just kind of going with the flow like Jurassic World. They're just going with whatever's out there. He-Man, I think they're really spinning their wheels on He-Man because they just did a survey where it was like, what do you want to see crossover with He-Man next year in their Mattel Creations thing? And I was like, well, that says a lot to me.
Yeah, that says a lot. I saw that too.
Yeah. So there's that. Now the indie market is doing pretty decent. The thing I'm liking seeing in the indie market is that apparently kids are really starting to gravitate towards it.
I
And
saw
it's usually
that.
the parents of the kids who like get there first, and it's like, hey, look at this, and the kids are like, ooh, cool, and they're kind of gravitating towards it, which that is happening. I don't know what extent. I know I was talking to some people from DFW the other day. They went to Dallas Fort Worth,
Mhm.
and they were telling me about the kids really loved Action Force and some of the other stuff that they saw. I haven't heard that for Savage Crucible or Animal Warriors of Kingdom, so that doesn't mean it's not there. I've just not heard about it. But I keep up with Action Force a little bit more than I do with the other. Those are, to me, the top indie brands right now. So maybe there's some hope in the indie brands. I don't know that to be fact, but I'm kind of hopeful. Past that, it all dies with us.
Yeah, and I
not to be depressing, but it's gonna die with us, and all this stuff is gonna, it'll be in antique stores, and people go, what's that?
And that's the thing, because I was on a Transformer podcast, and it's called The Forge, and I
Mhm.
was asked a question because they know that I kind of collect everything: Transformers, GI Joe, and then I do a lot of the indie stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, well, I'll tell you what I'm seeing a problem is you're having no lore being created.
Yeah.
And what I mean, and what's happening is that, you know, when GI Joe Transformers came out, they went to Marvel Comics and they said, "Hey, we got this toy line. Here you go." And you know, Marvel and kind of hashed out a lot of stuff with the comic book line, and that helped with the marketing of it. But then it didn't match up with the cartoons, so that became like a little bit of a problem, because you have ones that were
Who
focusing on the
cared?
comic book,
Who cared? As
and
long as, like, you know, if
but there
you
was
had two
lore.
segments enjoying one or the other,
Yeah.
it was still working. And it's like, why mess with perfection? You just go with it.
And so I look at the industry right now, and I'm going, the only way it's going to make it is it's got to get back to that lore. And I think because Will went to school for Joe Kubert School of the Arts, so he's got to meet people in the industry. Um, I'm on the other side of it. I was a part of it, but I was also still an independent, because I kept the rights to all my characters,
Mm-hmm.
and so with that, I you know, Robert Kirkman has created the Energon universe
Yeah.
for Hasbro, and
A friend of mine gets to
has,
interview him at San Diego this next week.
what's that now?
A friend of mine gets to interview him in San Diego this next week.
Ooh.
I actually have a story about me and Robert Kirkman started at the same time. We were
Oh, really?
actually at a show. Yeah, we were actually at a show together. We were sitting side by side, and he had Invincible, but he was coming out with his new book, which was going to be The Walking Dead. And I had the actual ash can and the actual original artwork sketch from The Walking Dead here at the house, and I have it in the safe,
Uh-huh.
because he sat there next to me, and we were just shooting the shit with each other, and he's like, "Man, you're selling your stuff," and I was like, "Yeah, but I'm a local guy." I'm like, I'm a local, so they already know me, and then, you know, I do a lot of other stuff with and commercials and stuff like that, so I have that in. So when he was leaving, he's like, "I want to give you this," and he's like, "Remember my name, because they will rue the day they didn't know who I was, because I will be that person." And I was like, "Okay, dude, go with that energy. Go with that energy." And he did, man.
And then
I
it
mean,
worked.
Yeah.
yeah.
And then they rued the day, right?
Yes,
Yes,
they
they
did.
did.
They did.
Now he's got like the
They,
#1 show on Amazon Prime or something. So there you go.
yeah. And he's working right now with and I wish I kept more in touch with him, because I had all his contacts and everything early on. I wish I had. And it was funny, the production group I worked with ended up going down to Atlanta, and I wasn't able to do it because Nikki had health issues, and my crew actually worked on the Walking Dead movie. I remember getting the call
For the
sheets
show,
coming in, and
television
I was
show.
like, the television, and the call sheets came in, and I said, "Son of a biscuit, son of a
Yeah.
That guy was telling the truth.
I was like, "Holy crap, dude!" He meant it, and he did it, and he was, you know, and I was like, "Holy crap, I can't believe I'm getting this across my desk. That's that guy's stuff." And I'm like, you know, and so I the one thing is that he, you know, he's trying to take it, and he is in talks right now with Amazon to produce the cartoon
Mhm.
for the Energon universe.
Yeah.
I think that'll bring some life into it, but you know, um, but Hasbro has to be smart about it. You know, they're going to have to make the figures and do the
Oh,
stuff. I think her phone just died, she said.
uh,
So, another ghost got her. Another one bites the dust.
dude.
Another one bites the dust.
Well, you know, and the other side of it is you're talking about two 40-year-old plus IPs
Yeah.
hitting on the 50s. kids gonna get interested in that, or do they need something else?
I got interested in it.
Well,
I got pretty
true, but-
interested in it.
I mean, but how many people your age are gonna get interested in it?
I know like 2 people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's 3 people I know now. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, and
okay,
that-
there you go.
Yeah.
Trust me,
And-
they like it.
Yeah. No,
And now
it's not saying
yeah.
it's bad. It's not saying you can't
Yeah.
revisit. It's not saying you can't have life.
Yeah.
But it is saying, okay, do you remember the 80s and how it felt like there was a new franchise every damn year?
Mhm.
Yeah, from
And it was
Mask
like,
and
what is the new
Humanoids.
thing? What is it? I
The
mean, my God, I can sit and
Humanoids.
list them all day. But it
I-
was like, it was
Silverhawk.
amazing amount of stuff. And today, what are we looking at?
A lot
We're
of
just
things, though.
We're doing
I
the
would
same shit
argue-
over and over.
I would argue, though, a lot of things nowadays now that we're like, older, we might not pay attention to things that are popular. But on the flip side, a lot of things that are popular now don't really get toys. What's the most popular cartoon that everybody's watching right now? It's Invincible. Where's the toys for that? Right? They're nowhere.
Jada's coming
No,
out with them.
Jada's coming out with them, but
Yeah.
will those really be sold at a price point that kids are going to want to buy, or parents are going to want?
I don't know.
To be able to
I-
afford,
Jada's pretty good on their pricing.
I would hope so. I mean,
Look at
things
their
like
Street
that.
Fighter line. It's some of the best stuff out on the market.
I love their Street Fighter line. I got their Sagat right here. I love their Street Fighter line.
Their Street
yeah,
Fighter
Their
line.
Street
is
Fighter
crazy.
line is insane.
Yeah.
But like,
Yeah, I'm like, why is McFarlane not making those toys?
right?
Why is
Like,
he not making Image toys?
I don't know.
He started out that way.
Yeah.
And
Is he still invested in Image, or did he just?
He's
Yes,
just kind
no,
of doing
he-
Spawn. He's just kind of doing
he,
Spawn. That's
he
kinda
is.
it.
Okay.
That's it. Yeah, he is co-share, but there's 6 of them that's co-share.
It's like him,
And-
Jim Lee,
yeah.
Robert Kirkman. It's like
Okay, no, Jim Lee's out.
Jim Lee's
he
out.
sold-
Oh yeah, he's just
He
doing
sold all
DC
his
now.
stuff to DC.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Liefeld.
We don't.
I think.
Oh, that's
it's just-
Still the Wild
Yeah,
I think
Storms.
Liefeld just holds his own stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Rayfield
Um,
stole from me, so he actually stole one of my characters and published it.
Yeah, I think
Really?
Dale Keown is he's kind of off in Never Land at this point.
Eric Larson.
Larson's
Rayfield.
still, I think
Larson's
is still
still doing it?
publishing, but he's gone
Okay.
off the deep end. He's gone crazy.
Liefeld.
I don't know. I met him like a couple months ago. He seemed like a pretty normal guy. He seemed like
Oh,
Hey.
I've heard Savage Dragon has turned into really weird.
I don't know. He seemed like a
Savage
really
Dragon.
normal dude. He seemed
Okay.
like
now, Eric Larson, he has changed, but the way he did his book, and that's the way I've always, you always want your stuff to be organic as a creator. His book definitely kind of went off a dark end. It's kind of now come back, but it's like a friend of mine said that I was like, I'm curious, what is his numbers for Savage Dragon? And they were like less than 3,000 in print each
Ooh,
publication.
Jeez.
eh.
And I was like, really? And he
How
was
could
like,
people
yeah.
even read that? Like, how do you get that? You know what I mean?
How do you make
You-
money off of that?
You don't.
He
Right.
doesn't. He said, I mean, and John that I'm friends with, that's friends with him, says he does it out of spite. It's just he's just doing it because he's like, well, Derek is like you. Your stuff's not in print like it was when you first started 20 years ago. And I was like, well, yeah, you're right. I said I got older, health got bad, I couldn't do it monthly. And he's like, well, he's that same way. You're still producing. You still have your website. You still produce comic strips, but
Mhm.
that's kind of like what it is for him. For now, it's kind of like and I get it. He has a character that is marketable, but then again, you have to make that decision. Do you want your stuff to be kiddie, or do you want your stuff to be
Kitty or
adult
gritty?
Yeah. And with me, because I was teaching at the time, I was a teacher and educator. My contract with the county, I couldn't do anything that was considered rated PG. So we did our first book. It was for all kids. So that's why ours did really well, because we did really kiddie with a lot of stuff. But that's what he's done. It's more of a saying, I am not going to be censored. And that's really what Eric is he fights censor. I can't even say the word. He does
Censorship.
like to be censored.
Censorship? Is
Thank
that
you.
what you're saying?
Yes. And so that's his whole purpose for his book now, is to make it where the censors can't tell him what he can and cannot put in his book.
I
And
do
that's called,
respect that as like an artist. Like that. That's cool.
I do too. I mean, it's his way of giving the middle finger to, and but yet it's now hindered him in the long run by being that way. It's now made it where he's got less than 3,000 copies being sold for his book. Where Todd has decided to go the opposite direction. He's decided to go with a PG-13 and less. And now he's got a whole Spawn universe. He's got like 6 titles now coming
He's got
out
that movie.
monthly.
He's got the toys.
He's got that movie. His toy line he's got his own toy company, so he's doing that.
He's
So
like in a video. He's like in Mortal Kombat now. He's shit like that. I guess Mortal
and he's
Kombat
not
isn't
losing
for kids.
and
Is
he's
it?
not losing DC. Everybody's like, hey, Mattel's getting DC. Well, Todd's not losing DC licensing.
Is he not? I thought he was.
No.
No.
Mattel's doing 6-inch, he's doing 7-inch.
Oh.
There's a whole thing now, this whole scale thing. And he just made a huge deal with Warhammer. He had a deal with Warhammer.
Oh yeah.
And it was, Joe Toys was kind of like outselling him, because he kind of like backed off of it. And yeah, but then Warhammer came to him. Henry, is it Gavel? That's his last name, that played Superman, Man of Steel.
Henry Cavill. Henry Cavill.
Cavill was like, look, I really want the figures to be bigger and bulkier. So Tom McFarlane's got this whole line coming out with Warhammer. So, and I know, and I'm part of the Warhammer community, because
I love Warhammer.
then you'll have to come over and play some.
We can
matches.
play Warhammer.
Yes, we
Okay.
can play
Okay.
Warhammer. So she's back. But I agree with you, Robert, though. I am concerned that it's going to become gone. There's the reason why I'm really good friends and love Will so much is because his passion for Transformers I had not seen in a young man. And I'm a huge Transformer fan. And he did Perceptor's one of my favorite characters.
It should be more
And-
concerning than lovable to you, I think. But it's okay. It's fine. It's fine. It's whatever.
But the fact is that it's like the energy that he has for it. I'm like, okay, all right, that's one person. What can this these licensings, is it possible to reach a younger audience? You said that with Valiverse, you was talking about that they were talking about younger kids because the parents have kind of gotten into that. Tell a little bit more on that side of, because I have not heard that side of the equation.
I mean, I've only heard like little statements. It's like, there was somebody brought their kids, and one of them got one of the, I don't know if you're tracking on some of the exclusives they've done.
Yes, I have now.
But one of the kids got the clear Wraith Praetorian. Yeah, and they were like, they got super excited when they got it.
That's a good. I got the Wave 5, the black, where he's the black and red.
Yeah, I only got the white ones. I didn't get didn't get the clear one, but
I want to get the black and green one. The two-pack one. That's cool.
And it was like, it was kind of surprising to hear that. I mean, it's just, I haven't heard any like really strong statements about it. It's just heard that it's happened.
And that's what you want to hear. You want to hear, even if it's slightly through a rumor mill, you want to hear the fact that.
But I mean, I'm hearing it from like, Bobby Vallis saying it, and Ryan, who's 3POA, he's saying it. So I mean, it's not like it's coming from an unreliable source.
Exactly. And I had the privilege, and they were really nice, because I kind of reached out to them and Bobby came back and gave me some things, and was saying, look, because I pointed out from the artist standpoint that you got these comic books that you have on your website, which I think are awesome. I have issues 4 through 7. Yeah, 7. The last 4 that came out, and I got you,
Right.
Pandora.
I got the trade. That's a good way to get them all.
That's why I was asking. And he was like, "Well, that's kind of not in print right now." But
Yeah.
I got the hardback book, but I've not been able to find his trade for it. And that's what I was pointing out to him in the thing, is that graphic novels. I didn't do floppies. I went straight to graphic novels when we started publishing our books. And everybody thought I was crazy because I was putting things up before graphic novels was really becoming a staple in comic book, and everybody was mad because I was doing 160 page graphic novels where they were coming out with 32 page comic book, and I'm charging $9.99 for our graphic novel, where they were having to charge almost $4 before comic books were at $4. It was still $2.50 to $2.99 an issue.
Man, $10 for 160 pages. Sounds like such a good deal now.
Yeah.
Good Lord. Now I'm paying like $5 for 25 pages. Oh my God.
If you're lucky.
What am I doing? Lucky. I hate comic books, actually.
I can't. I still. I mean, I still go in. It had been a while since I've been to my local comic book shop. Tony, and Tony was like, text Nikki, and was like, "Hey, I know y'all have health issues, but are y'all coming up here anytime soon?" She says, "Yes, Derek has been chomping at the bit. We're coming home," and came out with a whole full short box. I was like, holy crap, didn't realize I was so far behind on so many issues. And I got the pricing for it. I was like, last time I was in here, comic books was like $3.99. He said, not anymore, Derek, they're $4.99. I was like, holy crap, they went up a whole $1. Jesus.
Yeah.
But that's the thing too, is with me now getting into Valiverse, and me getting a figure for Will, for Harold, they had a bio on the back of it for them.
Exactly.
They do. I forgot to read it, and I threw the box out. I'm sorry.
No, dude, no, you're fine. I was completely like, wow, I have not seen anything like
They
this.
have all those bios online too, so.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, and
what's this guy named? Senshi?
Senshi.
Yeah, he's cool. He's a cool guy. I think I know they tried to do a Valiverse Action Force comic book. The thing is also nobody reads comic books anymore. That's also a thing. The industry is just kind of dying out. Honestly, I mean that's
becoming price point. I think it's price.
Price point's a major issue.
It's a lot of. I think it's a lot of things. They're not being sold in grocery stores or newsstands anymore. Newsstands don't even exist anymore. Unless you're in like New York or something, and it's just hard to get them. You have to go find a store that might be like several miles away, stuff like that. It's like they're a niche thing now, whereas they used to not be. I mean, all that my teachers were talking about when I was going to the Cubert School, the only thing they would ever talk about is, comics are dying. And I'm like, thanks, man. I paid a lot of money for this tuition. Come on, man. I'm like, you don't have to tell me that.
They're just trying to set your expectations, okay?
I know. And I... look, now I'm out of a job. Whoa. So they did a good job of that, I guess.
Yeah, and the fact that you got to do something that was not available when I first started out, and if it was, I would have done what you did. Will,
I think technically it was. I think they started in like 1976 or something. Is when it was founded.
Started and it was very, very, very small at that time.
Yeah, it was a little. Yeah.
Yeah, and you had to be on a waiting list and submission list. So I went through Charles Schultz, art
Right,
school.
right. The Peanuts guy.
Yes, and my mentor was oh my God, I
Marcus
hate.
Hamilton.
Thank you. My wife is so much better at remembering people's names, but he was my mentor for Dennis the Menace, and that was because I was getting into comic strips instead of comic books.
Hmm.
But I agree that Egon Spengler said it best: "Print is dead."
Yeah.
Um, and I kind of, for me, I look at our hobby today, and we were naming all the different toy lines and all the different toy companies. I look at Hasbro right now sitting on license for the Inhumanoids. Warner Brothers actually owns Thundercats, Silverhawks, Captain Planet, um, and then you got Disney now owns so much of the fandom, from a company called CrossGen to Malibu Comics to everything. Back in the day, if anything came out new, there was a toy line that went with it.
It's the problem.
Why do you think that has happened now that we don't have more toy lines in the supermarkets or at like
Okay,
Walmarts and stuff like that?
it's a bit of a complicated question. I mean, I
iPads.
can tell you why we don't have comics at supermarkets is because that was actually a money losing proposition for comic companies.
Mhm.
Okay.
Because it would be like, they put out the magazine, they put out the comics, and then they take back a certain amount, and the distributors were very dishonest about, how that worked out. And then they just tear the covers off and sell them off in those 3-packs.
Oh,
So, there was a whole lot of stuff going on there.
okay.
But that's what ended basically the magazine racks, period. Was
Okay.
the distributors were being less than straightforward. And it was very, very bad. I've read some stuff up on it, and it's like really bad. Like
It's probably like
Marvel
modern
probably
thing.
lost millions of dollars with that.
That would and
From
that's
what I've
probably what
read,
led to them having their bankruptcy back in the day.
it didn't
You could,
help. Yeah, there was
yeah.
multiple things about their bankruptcy, but it didn't help.
Yeah.
Now as for, I mean, you said it. All these companies have all these licenses, and they bought up everything, and that's the problem. You don't have these, like, think about it. You had Kenner, you had Mattel, you had Tonka, you had Hasbro,
You had
you had all of these companies, like, and they were like going, how can I get the dollar more? And it was like, and it was healthy. It was very, there was a lot going on and a lot happening. And pretty soon it's like, now we only have like 2 major companies, Mattel and Hasbro, and technically Lego, but Lego's kind of its own thing.
Whoa.
Yeah,
the
you're
ghost
like,
is coming. The
Whoa.
ghost is coming after you next.
yeah. But
Oh.
when you have only a couple of companies owning everything, the same thing in movies. It's like Disney bought up Marvel and bought up Fox and bought up Star Wars, and now they got all that, and it's like, what comes out of that? It's like there's nothing there to, motivate the corporation just wants product. They want you to consume product and make money for more product, and that's it. And I mean, the more there are fewer corporations and fewer companies doing this, the less we're going to get, because there's just not a motivation.
It's complacent.
To pump out to put out some quality and to make things really, really good.
I was surprised that one of my friends was telling me, Billy, Billy the Kid, he does reviews, and he was like, "Did you realize that Playmates still puts out the Ninja Turtles, and they've had the longest? They've kept the Ninja Turtles coming out every year, and even when
They're one of the
Nickelodeon
few
bought it up."
companies that actually own their own molds. I found
Yeah,
that out recently. And
that's where I
they're
was
still
going.
using the same molds that they
That's
used
insane to
in
me.
their
I can't
original
believe
run.
that.
Yeah.
I can't believe that. Like it's just,
Yep.
they
If you
keep
think about
doing
it from a money saving perspective, it actually makes
It's
sense.
ingenious.
They
It's
don't even advertise it as, oh look, it's the anniversary edition, because they just keep doing it. There's no point in like advertising it at this point. It's just the
And-
same turtles since 1987, and it's
And what-
kind of awesome though.
It
It's
is.
very
kinda
awesome.
cool.
Yeah.
and
kinda
what's
funny.
crazy?
It's
and
just
what's-
every few years they bring them out, and it's like, oh boy, the turtles.
Yeah.
Hey, I bought those
It's
turtles
like
for my
every
wife,
year.
and
You go to Walmart and
I'm
buy
glad I
them.
did.
Yeah, I look at their and I didn't realize this till he was telling me. He was like, you're talking about the same molds, and he was like, "Do you not realize when they updated the mold, they only made it?" And Bobby actually, I was listening to him talk about every joint should be an articulation if you can do that.
Right.
And they took the old molds, and that's what they did. At every break, they put an articulation there to make it where it became universal. They have a universal model that they even used for when they got the license for Godzilla. They used that same mold type, that body core, to do King Kong or Kong. It's not King, but take a look at that. I mean, how is it that keeps going? Ninja Turtles is a close to a 40-year-old, and it started by two independent guys that that started out pretty much in their garage, and doing their own printing, and then sold it for millions of dollars. But that thing's still going, and still kids today are gravitated to the turtles. Still today, I mean, it's still so what makes that work?
Well, that's
When
in the
other
sweet
companies,
spot right now. I mean, it's in that very sweet spot of nostalgia. That cartoon really caught on, it really caught on in the 90s. I mean, yeah, it's an 80s property, but it really caught on in the 90s.
right?
And so you're in that 30-year sweet spot of nostalgia. It's kind of like the Lilo and Stitch movie. How did it make $1 billion? It's in that very sweet spot of nostalgia, the 20 to 30-year-old. Right now,
90s kids will buy anything. So
Yeah,
90s
but-
kids are like, yeah.
if you watch, it's kind of like, if you notice, G.I. Joe's kind of fading a little bit.
Yeah,
And that's why, because it's not really in that spot anymore. It's kind of fading out. It's almost in that 50-year spot. Same with Star Wars. It's in that 50-year spot. You're not getting that nostalgia cred anymore, and people are just kind of burning out.
and
So I think that's why Turtles is getting kind of a resurgence.
okay.
And I think all the stuff we see is like, Playmates is going, let's just cash in on this as much as we can. Everybody wants to do a turtle. And that's what people are doing. They're just doing a turtle.
And then, it's working and marketing. It's not much you
Yeah.
have to do for the
I
marketing.
mean, you got to,
it's doing
I
itself.
think you only got about 3 or 4 years of it to go. I mean, I'm not going to say that as proclamation of law or anything, but it's not going to last much longer. I mean,
In the next 5 years, Superman and Batman is going to become public domain.
maybe
Which,
Mickey should be public domain, but he's not.
well, he is.
Not yet.
They got-
The Steamboat Willie version is like
Yes.
The
black
Steamboat
and
Willie
white.
version is, but Mickey Mouse.
Yeah, not
himself is
regular
not.
one. The regular one is
Right.
With Ninja Turtles, I was thinking Ninja Turtles, when you really think about it, like in the grand scheme of things, Ninja Turtles really does kind of do like a quality over quantity type thing. Because like if you compare Ninja Turtles to Transformers, there's like a billion Transformers shows, despite
Mhm.
being like only I think like if you at least from the cartoon, at least it's only like I don't know 3 years older than Ninja Turtles, because I think Ninja Turtles the cartoon was like 90 or like 87, I think. The comic was a bit older, but yeah,
I thought the
but
comic
like
was 87, but I might be remembering wrong.
I don't
Yeah,
remember.
the Ninja Turtles, because I owned the actual first 3 issues. They came out in 87, and the
Okay,
third issue probably came out in 88, and then they made their deal with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which came out in 89, 90.
Okay,
Was the
so It's not that much older, but like when you look at Ninja Turtles, and when I was a kid, we had the 2003 show, and then we had the 2012 show. That's a pretty big gap, and the 2003 show lasted a really long time. So kids had a chance to grow up with it and like get attached to it throughout their childhood. And I had the same opportunity with the 2012 show. Like I was with it for like a good 5 to 6 years, I think, and then they rebooted it when I was done growing up. So it's like with Transformers though, and you know GI Joe too did this. I know GI Joe doesn't have as much stuff as Transformers, but or even Ninja Turtles, I don't think. But like they really just do it for like 1 or 2 years, and then the second it starts being a slightly less profitable, they just kind of get rid of it. But like Ninja Turtles really does kind of stick with it for a while before they do the whole reboot, and I think that's why people remember it more and like kind of gravitate more towards it.
And Hasbro's dealing with something right now that they're not wanting to get out, but them and Tomikara are kind of at odds with each other right now. It's the first time Hasbro is producing a kids show, and it's the first time in a long time that Tomikara is producing a kids show, and they're coming out at the same time.
Takara's is Wild King, right? And then Hasbro's is what's Hasbro's called again?
Cyber World.
Cyber World and Wild King. That's it. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Cyber
I need
World
to look into these because I haven't heard anything about either one.
Oh yeah, they both suck. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about
it. They do. They're both being they're both trying to go back to the kids line, except the problem that Tomikara was having with Hasbro was the fact that they were penny pinching every like I was telling y'all earlier, every penny was a thing. And Tomikara was like, look, our biggest complaint that we're getting is that the kids line has no articulation. And you're going, and you got rid of your warrior class, which was, I didn't realize this till I was talking to the that the warrior class for Transformers was actually Tomikara's side for the kids line, and they were being resold in America. And then Hasbro was like, we're not doing that anymore. We're going to go all adult. On that line, do you think that's what's starting to happen, is that we're seeing the slowdown because there's so many adult collectors?
There's too much of a discrepancy. It's too different.
Because you go with G.I. Joe Classified, and you go with Action Force, putting those characters side by side, the only thing that's remotely the same in quality is their 6 inches and their military force. Hasbro's is really cheaperly made compared to Action Force.
Absolutely.
So could the adult collectors side of things be the reason why things are slowing down and they're not taking chances like they used to? Or do you think it's just the fact that it's a money grab and they're only going to focus where they get a bottom dollar?
I'll be blunt about it. I think Hasbro's creatively bankrupt. I mean, I really do. When was the last idea that came out of that place?
I'll be honest. The last thing for when it came to Transformers in my eyes that was innovating and eye-popping was the line that came out from Siege, Earthrise, Kingdom.
Excuse me. Yeah, I mean,
honestly, even then,
I couldn't even think. I mean, everything was rehashing of something else, and even Dungeons and Dragons has done this. I mean, Wizard of the Coast, which is their big money maker right now. I mean, Magic the Gathering, their big money makers are crossovers.
Yeah,
I mean, there's nothing new. It's been, let's crossover, rehash, redo, remake. I mean, even Classified, as much as a lot of people don't want to admit this, it is copy and paste from the 1980s. yeah, you got a little bit of updates, you know. And I know people like to say, "Oh, well, that Wolf Spider character," and it's like, yeah, that was version 3 Beachhead. You just have to look at that and stand it beside a version 3 Beachhead. You realize that's the same figure. I mean, that's what they were working on. And they just decided to attach a name to it. So it's like, you know, really, what ideas have they had? Everything is just recycling of old and redoing it and just putting it up to a new scale. And I mean, that's me being blunt. I mean, and that's how I know how to be as blunt, is that these guys have no new ideas.
I agree with Robert. I would say, Derek, with Transformers, even what you said, I think that is also just a rehash of the stuff they did in the 80s, the Earthrise
And I
Kingdom.
have to say, most of the time with Transformers, I look at Transformers and I just keep seeing Bumblebee, Megatron, and Prime.
It's not even that. It's just the same designs of them over and over and over again. Like, I would say the last time Transformers truly innovated with designs and toy-wise was like, I don't know, Prime, which was 2010. That was 15 years ago.
I remember that line. Yeah.
And it's such an interesting and unique aesthetic. It's so unique. There's nothing else like it. But then you think about the shows after that. I mean, I guess RID 2015 was kind of innovative, but it was after Prime. It was sort of a continuation of Prime. But like, you look at something like Cyberverse, and like, Cyberverse, a great show, a fantastic Transformers cartoon, but it looks like G1. You know what I mean? Like, they all kind of just... So after Prime and RID 2015, everything just kind of homogenized into a sort of almost G1, but not quite kind of thing. And it's getting kind of boring, to like, I would say.
Yeah, and that's where I'm bringing this up, because when I deal with Transformers, everybody, I was on the Forge, and I grew up with G1, but I actually liked the Bayverse's designs, even though they were sometimes a little bit too much moving parts, but it was a brand new design. And I was on the podcast, and they were like all trumping at the bit about Michael Bay maybe coming back and doing a Transformer movie. Well, I still have ties with people in the movies, and everybody was telling me, no, that's just a rumor mill just to build up some type of hype. And I said to him, I was like, y'all only wanted G1. You now have G1, and the line's dying because there's nothing new innovative. There's no new characters. There's no new stories. There's not, you have a total of 21 characters, and every time, and even with the comic book and the stuff that's come out from Image, again,
there's one new character.
Yeah,
and he looks like a moron, and he hasn't done anything yet.
No, and
you read the new issue? He went in a portal. That's
it.
Exactly.
And I'm like, so y'all were always on the message boards and everything, arguing with everybody that anybody that liked the Bayverse was the worst thing. And now Hasbro was giving you the G1 with the Bumblebee movie, and then they gave you the Beast, the Rise of the Beast. And then they had the Transformer 1 movie came out, which I thought was a great movie. It was just
Transformers 1 was really innovative. I liked that.
It really was.
That wasn't G1 or Bayverse. That was like its own thing. That was great. I loved that.
But I was like, but you went after the younger people for liking the Bayverse that was bringing new life in Transformers, and now Transformers is dying.
Yeah.
Hasbro is saying,
it's your fault, Derek. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Yeah,
I like it. Yeah. But I look at it.
You made me hate Transformers.
But I look at it, and I look at it, and this is where I would like to go for the final thing, is that is there any way things like Action Force or Beast Kingdom or Brutality, what was that one I just bought that was the lizard that looked like
Savage Crucible?
Yes, Savage Crucible, thank you. do you think that those will ever be at a Walmart or a Target? And if so, would that be able to help out the fan base, or do you think no? It'll be like Netco, too expensive.
See, that's kind of interesting because I think also shopping's changing a lot. And I do think we're going to see the end of the toy section in the next, I don't know, I hate to put a timestamp on it, but the next 10 years.
Okay.
I think you might have some toddler toys, but you're not going to have toys like action figures and stuff like that. You're going to have more 3 and under kind of toys.
Gotcha.
The collectible toy market, it might go online only.
Okay.
I don't know that for certain, but I got a feeling. Will it still be good? I mean, I think there will be money to be made. As much as some people like to deride the model trains people, that still
Okay.
exists, and it's healthy enough to make money.
Okay.
They still make money, and there's still plenty of them out there. And you can find shops. I mean, you got to go to your bigger cities to find shops that are into that. But it's still alive, and it doesn't look like it's going to die very soon. And I think the same thing might happen to action figures.
Even things like what's getting really popular is like the Gundam stuff. I've been getting really into these things.
Okay, the model kit.
Gundams has its own little.
Gundam's got its own little niche. I think some of these find their weird little niches.
Yeah, that one. I mean, I know some people that are into Gundam, and it's like its own little thing. It's like, which is good for you guys. I mean, if you're into Gundam, great.
Mm-hmm.
I watched the Mobile Suit Gundam on Cartoon Network. That's all I know.
Mm-hmm.
I like the show. I thought it was pretty cool, but
they're still making shows, and I think that maybe serialized television or even like a web series might be the way for some of these to go.
That's
I think
another one. I think there's going to be a lot of that too.
What Derek was saying was that a lot of these toys, like Savage Crucible, Action Force, stuff like that, even I don't know if you guys heard of Diaclone. That's a Japanese one. It's kind of like Transformers. It was like proto Transformers, but there's still no lore to it. There's like nothing to it. You know what I mean? Like it just doesn't get any comics, doesn't get any manga, doesn't get any cartoons, doesn't get any movies, doesn't get anything. So it's like I think that might have something to do with it because Gundam it's so niche, right? And it's like it's like a niche within a niche, but they keep doing shows and they keep doing it, and they're more accessible to Americans more than ever before. So and new people people younger than me keep getting into Gundam because they just keep making new quality stuff. Like
that's kind of like with me and Nikki being on the Warhammer side. We go to our local games workshop, and the one thing that they always point out is that at the beginning of every month, you get a free figure. All you gotta do is just come in, and and with that's what kind of got us into it. But the modeling and painting, but I don't see why there's not like web comics for these products. I do know that Bobby has been greenlit. I did see this come through. Action Forces being greenlit for a movie.
Yeah.
So
I didn't hear about that.
Yeah, I was surprised that was coming, and
we'll see. Let's see.
Well, he's got some people signed to it, and he's got a director that's been signed to it, and it looks really interesting. He's actually coming out with a new toy line, which will be a part of it, which is called the Black, and it's going to be their his version of pirates, modern day pirates in the Action Force universe, boats.
Yeah, those
Okay.
look cool.
Cool.
Yeah. And so the
Look at
movie,
that.
the movie did get greenlit. So I was surprised. I was like, oh, okay. All right. So he is trekking along. He isn't letting it just
Yeah,
get,
it's moving slowly, but it is moving.
yes.
Yeah.
Which I like that. I like that a lot.
Well,
and
I hate to break
How's
it up, but I do have to wake up at 5 a.m. tomorrow.
yeah, I was getting
Oh.
ready to call it. Yeah, I was getting ready to call it a night.
Okay.
So, yeah. So right here is where I let you tell people how to find you. So
Okay.
go ahead and give the whole spiel.
Sure. My channel's Robert's Infinite Realms. Just find it there. That's the same handle I have on Instagram and on X. So just find me on those as well.
And yes, and also there is a link in the description, and there's a link in the comments, so you can actually go right there and link to his channel.
Cool.
Will, anything new you got going on before we go to an end?
No.
No. Well, I appreciate, Robert, that you came on and hung out with us and talked about
Yes.
this
It was
wonderful.
very nice meeting you, Robert.
Nice meeting you, Will. Nice meeting you, Derek.
You too. And this wonderful thing called Plastic Crack. But as that is it, thank y'all so much for being here. We'll see y'all next Monday, since Mondays are now our new day. We're going to be doing these. And until then, we'll talk to y'all. Catch you later. Bye, guys.
Right. Take care.